Ah, Pipit bonjour. Okay, yes. Let's put the stream on TV. Boop, 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 boop. Let's boop. Put this here. Good. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's go here and just say enter. Nice, a nice bubble thumbnail. I need to stop playing with my hair. It's stuck in my headphones. Okay. Is this going to be less uncomfortable now, or is it going to be worse? I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? We do love the hair being stuck in the thing. Yes. Right, I should start the game. So we're being called by Shigure again. Less embarrassing now that my mom left. She's walking the dog. Hello? Where are you? Our voices clipped, leaving no room for any extra conversation. Good evening to you two. Your services are required now. I'm a little taken aback at the shortness of her tone. She seems like some urgent business. Okay, I'm in front of the school. Very well. I am nearly there myself. Don't move. Sorry. Huh? Well, that was expected, if I'm honest with myself. What kind of business could Shigure have at this time of the night? Ishiyama. Shigure struts out of the shadows, her face completely expressionless. Did it occur to you that I might have things to do tonight? It did not. Come, this way. She turns on her heel and begins to strut down the sidewalk. We travel in complete silence. Definitely a first. I'm only able to bear it for around 10 minutes before things get too uncomfortable. You know, if you're mad at me, you might just as well say it. I should discuss these psychological problems with Shigure. No, what am I thinking? She'll wonder if my sources are accurate. I'll either have to tell her I'm my informant, or I'll have to drop the issue. And knowing Shigure, even if I don't give her the the identity of my informant, she'll figure him out eventually. Shigure takes a turn into an area I instantly recognize. For better or for worse. Nothing is as welcoming as the smell of rotting litter, cigarettes, traces of burnings. Bleh! I cover my face with my sleeves in a vain attempt to block out the foul smell. Isn't this District 6? District 6? I can't read, I promise. I say that every time. Because it's very, very true, okay? Don't tell me you're giving me another test, aren't you? A quiet Shigure is far more unnerving than an abusive one. I almost miss her cannon of verbal assault. We have arrived. She gestures to a large, beaten down apartment complex before us. Apartment complex. Bleh. The dilapidated buildings and littered streets around us don't do wonders for this district's notoriety. That's for sure. What are we here for? An inkling in the back of my mind whispers to oof you without anyone seeing, but I shove it into some crevice of my brain. Oh no, you can shove that kind of thing in there? Maybe you are safer with a smooth brain. Shigure withdraws a simple index card from her jacket pocket, shoving it to me. This! There are only 3 numbers written on it. 338. What's that? Apartment number? She only nods. I follow her down the path between the apartments, surreptitiously, surreptitiously glancing around for any signs of suspicious figures. This is definitely not my idea of a vacationing spot, that's for sure. Finally, Shigure comes to a short stop in front of the door with the number 338 emblazoned on it. She clears her throat for a second, takes a deep breath, and knocks lightly thrice. Could it be... Could it be the other girl that we found on the street, the very little one? Mm, give me a minute! So this is obviously girl was written, so at least I'll leave it like that. uh, the voice that comes from within the apartment is light, feminine, and nothing like what I expected. It's followed by sounds of scraping, shifting, and screeching, as if a number of heavy objects are being moved around the room. Come in! She tries the doorknob as it turns with ease. She pushes open the door, and I step inside, unsure of what to expect. The front room is neat, tidy, and utterly plain. The only messy feature is a few cushions scattered idly about the floor, topped with several popular magazines. Well, if it isn't the great detective herself! Am I supposed to remember this person? My attention turns to the large couch near the center of the room. No, it's mostly on the side, apparently. Upon which lounges a small framed girl. Her clothes are edgy but neat. That's what you call edgy? Although her eyes are deep chocolate brown. They're some of the coolest I've ever seen. I swear that I've seen her before. I vaguely remember, but I mostly don't. Well, most of the time I don't really remember. Ow. I should think, maybe I should. Ah! I don't know why it hurts so bad right now to be sitting. I wish I could just stand up. But this is kind of better. I'll keep this position. I hope it's not too weird looking with the avatar. I think I still seem to be sitting straight. I'm sitting on the side. I'm sitting sideways, but I still look like I'm not. What brings you to this side of town, Minamoto? Shigure sits on a nearby cushion, stiffly. As always, I am deficient of requisite intelligence. Oh yes, you're always lacking in intelligence. What a jerk! Wow, they all like jerks in this game, what the heck? Shigure bristles. Of the informative sort. The girl only smirks and turns to me. The predatory glint in her eyes snaps everything into place. Natsuki Tanaka. The interesting, unnerving friend of Elizabeth Oshiro. The way she sits, the clothes she wears, even the color of her eyes. They're all drastically different from school, but I know with certainty that she's the same person. The angles to her expression, the tilt of her posture, it's the exact same. Oh, how interesting. I thought that I'd have a swarm of questions, that I'd be shocked, but I'm not. Not really. I almost feel like a small part of me had been expecting something this odd. Especially from Natsuki. Is being a student just a cover, or are you actually one? To be or not to be? Surely that is a question. Shigure clears her throat impatiently. As content as the two of you appear exchanging pleasantries, I am here regarding a matter of urgency, Natsuki. Natsuki raises a single eyebrow. You know my price. Ah, yes. How much yen shall... Don't feign ignorance, Inomoto. It doesn't suit you. Your almighty brain should be able to remember something as trivial as my currency. Shigure flushes at this. What? Certainly, you didn't think I would forget something as important as that? Shigure mumbles something indiscernible while pulling her cap over her face. Maybe that's why she was so quiet. She wasn't angry at me. She was dreading coming here. What would you have me do? Natsuki catches my eye, a mischievous glimmer in her gaze. What's your favorite animal, Ishimoto? And do you choose something reasonable, not a duck-billed platypus, yes? What for? She only winks at me. Guess I'll have to give her an animal to find out. You know what? I am kind of scared. She's a bit sadistic looking, so I'm going to go for chicken. Because it makes her an okay pet. But it also can be eaten without feeling too weird. She's scaring me. Chicken, I guess. She smirks at Shigure, who sends me a look of horror. Oh no, what have I done? What have I done? Ishiyama, we will need another talk concerning your pay. Oh, this is great! Okay, sorry. Natsuki cheerily vanishes into an adjacent room. When she emerges after a few minutes, she's holding a full-sized chicken costume. This is awesome. Okay, I was scared, but it wasn't so scary. I think the chicken costume is the best option too, like a cat costume, dog costume. It's neat. But the chicken costume, that is amazing. Could even say, this is exquisite. Divine. I don't remember exactly what was the meme. I think this is divine, exquisite, or something. Something like that. I remember these words. I don't remember in what order they went or anything else, but put this on in a motto. Grumbling, Shigure yanks the costume over her clothes and zips it up. Wait, what? Oh, I wish we could see the costume on her. No. Oh, I'll have to live the rest of my life without seeing her in a chicken costume. This is tragic. There, satisfied? She really did put it on. Give me a nice, loud buck buck buck. Buck buck buck. Wow, seeing Shigure so subdued is pretty unnerving. I can't believe that such a proud person would stoop so low. Just what kind of person is this Natsuki? Now, Yamaishimoto, a chicken is incapable of speaking English, so you'll have to be Shigure's mouthpiece. Before that, however, I believe we have some catching up to do. What are you? An ordinary ignorant civilian? Doing caught up in the nasty business like student? Cereals? Oh no! Technically, they're both true. It started out as just working for Shigure, but he's gotten invested a lot, right? So now he's more knowing that. However, if this girl is shady, maybe it would be safer not to look too eager to solve the mystery. But on another hand, if I seem not too interested, maybe she's going to withhold information because she thinks we don't care. We doesn't care. Yes. What do we do? What do we do? Let's just be honest, I guess. I want to fight for what's right. How very noble of you. What, is it such a bad thing? Maybe I should. Save it gives me plenty of choices. Right now, I always think, oh no, I don't want to go all the way back just for the save. That's true that I can save on the choices. I forget that I can do that. But is it such a bad thing? If you're lying about it, yes. I know how boys like you work, Kishimoto. You're so afraid of being nothing that you'll just do the other things to stand out. Solving new things seems to be a good way to start, don't you think? What is even our deal? Isn't it precious, two useless fools bumbling around together? A washed-up, headstrong detective who is blinded at the first sign of... and an irresponsible, selfish teenager who takes nothing seriously. At least we're trying to help. You're right. We're still learning, but at least we're trying to help. Unlike some beach. Hello, demon! Welcome! It would be better for you to, you know, leave this to the professionals. You can't exactly say that the police are doing a much better job. Please, the police are about as professionals as taco-sitting clowns. Are you not aware of the pathetic state of their CCTV coverage? Why, one can hardly see anything that happens around the city. I'm sure Enomoto finds this as an unpleasant surprise while she was investigating into the school. Really, the student's obsession with privacy is just adorable. Think how easy the serial eater could be caught with a few more camera installations. She's not exactly wrong. Then who are these so-called professionals? People with knowledge. Knowledge is power. Hence why we want it. Oh? For what purpose? I'm gonna help others, unlike you. I'll use it to save lives and stop this repulsive serial eater. Oh, how childish. I'd rather be childish than a pretentious jerk. Like you. Talking about her, by the way, not you, demon. She only laughs at this. You're cute. Maybe I should keep you. Can I keep you in Minamoto? You aren't on my other stream because a mouse bit your Wi-Fi wire? Wow, wait, what? Do you have a mice problem? I will not. She waves her index finger at Shigure. Yes. Be careful, okay? I hate mouses. Well, they're kind of cute, but they have so many diseases. Hide all your food into airtight containers if you can. And I don't know, I'm not an expert on pest control, but I think there are various things you can install at home to keep them at bay or catch them. Strange, so many people have mice problems this year. My grandma, my other grandma, my friend, my other friend, now you too? I suspect that the mice are planning a revolution against humanity. Sorry, that's stupid. What are chickens supposed to say, Nomoto? Buck, buck, buck. I think that means I can keep you. Her treatment of Shigure sends a spiral of nausea straight to my gut. What a deplorable human being. I don't even have an answer for her. Natsuki evaluates my expression for a long moment, and something in her face changes slightly. Would you like a drink? That wasn't sudden at all. What, are you gonna poison it?
That's a bit of a rude assumption.
Not exactly a basis one.
I do show courtesy to my guests.
Yeah, because you've been so very courteous. She continues to examine me, a slight smirk pulling at her lips.
Good to know you aren't as weak as you appear. Would you like coffee? Tea? Milk?
Some manners would be nice. She ignores this, heading out of the room. She faintly calls behind her as she leaves.
Ew. I wonder what our little chickadee should have. I do have some moldy corn I've been meaning to throw away. Maybe I can dump it in a bowl for her.
Yeah, sure, it's fun poisoning your friend.
What the heck is wrong with you, lady?
Shigure huffs at this but keeps her mouth shut until Natsuki has completely left the room. Then she pulls herself over to me, her voice low and urgent.
Take control of the conversation and get the information. I can't stand this much longer.
How am I supposed to do that? I don't even know enough about the case.
Natsuki has amazing connections. She has information a lot of others don't. My gosh, I can't read. And as long as I pay her what she wants, we can get it from her.
What am I supposed to ask about? Oh no. Shigure opens her mouth to answer, but at Natsuki's approaching footsteps, she quickly shrinks back into her cushion. Natsuki re-enters the room, placing a glass of iced tea before me and a glass of water before Shigure, at least it's water. I surreptitiously sniff it, which she catches.
Snapped half of the mice in your house, just like Thanos, but Thanos just oofed half the world. You should have hoofed half the mice. Then that would be all. That would have been all of them. If you don't mind indirect kisses, I could sip it for you to prove it isn't poisoned.
I'll pass. She smirks, settling on the couch. Guess this is my chance to ask some questions. So how do you and Shigure know each other? Shigure shoots me a dark glare, as if to say,
What does that have to do with anything?
but I ignore it.
As you may have noticed, we have this symbiotic exchange from time to time. I have information that she needs, so she pays me for it.
How can we know that this information is reliable? You could be lying to us. Natsuki raises an eyebrow, seemingly impressed.
I Noto thought the same on our very first interaction, so I gave her a free trial period. She's yet to find me wrong, isn't that right, Shiki? Well...
Buck.
And there you have it.
She turns to me expectantly, as if waiting for my move. I wonder what I should ask about. Those are probably all good questions, but if she's so knowledgeable, maybe she knows straight up who did it, and that would be much faster to ask about that. Tell me about the culprit. These are cereals getting eaten, aren't they?
Oh, certainly. What would you like to know first? Age, legal name, address, social security number,
Place of residence? I don't think she knows all that. She's joking, right? She has to be joking.
Obviously, if such things could be so easily known, the police would not be scrambling for clues as they currently are.
Joking, of course. There's no way it would be that easy. So, what can you tell me about the culprit?
Well, for that, you may have to do a little thinking of your own. Consider this. The number of student disappearances has skyrocketed just recently. Why?
Because the eater has just got started?
With such clean getaways?
Then they're working with someone?
A valid possibility, but think simpler.
They just got to the school, maybe? They changed targets to the academy?
I wonder.
It would be more useful to interrogate a teapot. I decided to try a different line of inquiry.
We know more about the victims, so let's ask about the victims.
Tell me about the victims, then.
There are 3 to date, and a 4th on the way.
How do you know that?
A criminal never stops until his goal is met, or he is caught. If neither of those occur, there will be a 4th.
Do you know his goal?
I know it is not met. Yeah, I think a teapot would tell more information. Probably, he's right. The victims appear to have no rhyme or reason to their disappearances. But that is false. Everyone is simply looking at the wrong thing, including you.
Which means...
Well, instead of looking for a connection between the victims, it would be best to look for a connection with the eater.
Well, which is difficult to do if we don't know who the eater is.
I wonder. I mean, I have a clue who it could be. Last episode we figured out that all the students who had fallen victims to this had psychological problems or special needs, and well, they needed some sort of counseling or help from the school. So it could be the counselor. He knew all the victims. I mean, he's the one who gave us this information, but maybe he's just playing with us, right? Could be something like that. It doesn't have to be this guy, but it has to be. It could very well be somebody who had to work with all these students with special needs.
This topic is looking like a dead end. I need to try something else. Is this case related to any other cases? Or perhaps there's some info that we can merge?
Ha! Now you're asking the right questions. You know, the two of you have been so exemplary that I'll even give you a little treat. What do you say?
Sure, I guess. Natsuki doesn't seem to be fazed by my lack of enthusiasm. She slowly leans forward, enunciating each syllable with painstaking precision.
The independent eatings.
These mean nothing to me, but Chigure immediately bolts upright, her eyes glimmering with excitement.
Oh, that's what I was thinking, maybe. The person started somewhere else. They were somewhere else. This happened somewhere else. Then they moved to the school and it started happening at school. Tanaka, you must... We're not in Narnia, and talking animals do not exist. You're not supposed to mention things from other properties?
She doesn't respect the rules, after all. That's why. Shigure suddenly settles to the ground, but I can't tell that this is a vital breaking point. What are the independent eatings?
For the past 2 years, 2.5 perhaps, there have been sporadic, brutal things all around Isamu. Innocent civilians with no relation to one another were massacred in the most terrible of deaths, left as Kool-Aid soaking corpses in the streets. The only connection was their time of oof. Can't say that word too much, alright. Which was always at night, and their autopsies. Well, unalive from lack of Kool-Aid and uncountable lacerations. So joyful stuff.
Uncountable. My head spins. My vision from the forest this morning re-enters my thoughts. What does that even mean?
Oh, we're talking about food, I guess. I know you have a channel. I prefer not to, but I don't even like to do it in real life, so.
Did they cut Did they cut the meat into pieces? Did they remove the skin? Did they slice it onto the live
was just out of them. Cool reading. Is Natsuki implying that 3 students at the academy went through something like that? How could no one know about this? The police did their utmost to conceal knowledge from the public, lest even more chaos fall on the city. We deserve to know when these things happen. Oh, Ishimoto. The last thing you want to do is tell a herd of sheep that there's a wolf in their midst. The way she says this, as if she's right and that's all there is to it, irritates me. But I have to push it away in order to continue the conversation. So you're saying that this case is the same as the independent eatings? Did I say that? Then the eater is the same? Did I say that? Shigure leaps forward, words tumbling silently out of her mouth. The eater is one and the same for the longest time. Shinomoto. Remember, chickens can't speak. Shigure withdraws, a dark glare in her eye. Why do you treat Shigure like that? You can't say that even after seeing how she treats everyone around her. She pretends as if everyone around her is trash beneath her feet. I'm simply giving her a taste of her own medicine. That's not exactly the best line of logic, but I guess if I had power over Shigure, I wouldn't want her to forget in a hurry. Still, this method just feels wrong. Even I have a hard time stomaching her treatment, and I'm not even going through it. It'd be better if I could consult her. I'm not sure what to ask. Then how about something more interesting? Such as... She lounges against the couch. Well, for one, yesterday, you were in the most compromising position with Rui Hayata on the Ferris wheel. A bolt of ice plunges into my stomach. I thought she only knew general information, mystery information, crime information. How could she know about that? It seems there's quite an interesting story behind that. Who told you? You presume that someone needed to tell me in order for me to know? Did you access the security cameras? That's certainly an interesting possibility. Nothing she says is satisfactory. Nothing. How did you know? How did you know about that? The same way I know that you were in District 6 3 nights ago on Enomoto's ridiculous capacity test. The same way I know that you watched a most entertaining, albeit mindless, robot fight at the theme park. The same way I know that your apartment keycode is the frankly pitiful 14789. She pauses, her eyes glittering in amusement. Womanly intuition. She's insane. Wonder what's happening with I make it my business to know everything, Ishimoto. I were to speak past my dry throat. No one can know everything. No one. You're right. I just know everything that matters. I raise a glass of iced tea to my lips, but my hands are shaking. Why are you telling me this? Because, well, I have a little message for you. She elegantly rises to her feet, but her eyes have regained their cold sheen. Back off, Yamashimoto. You don't know what you're dealing with. She grabs a glass from my frozen hands and heads to the kitchen. Don't forget the animal on your way out. Shigure, who's seething with a mixture of rage and humiliation, promptly rips off the costume. Tanaka, you hold! Natsuki swiftly whips around, staring Shigure dead in the eyes. Then, in one fluid motion, she stuffs something into Shigure's pocket and whisks into the kitchen. Shigure stares at whatever Natsuki gave to her, then motions sharply to me. Ishimoto, we are leaving, now! Okay? I don't even get to say it as I'm forcibly dragged out of the apartment and back to the street. We stagger into the cutting night air, out of breath, and stooped over in shock. I take a moment to gather my thoughts before I can force out any words. Why did you bring me here? To be miserable? To show me I was in over my head? To give me yet another reason why I am an incompetent subordinate? I can't handle her alone. I don't think we handled her today together. Sorry, that was too funny. He's right, they couldn't handle her. I don't think anybody, even the entire world, would be able to handle her. She's terrible. Actually, that was the more bearable she's ever been. I don't know if my Shigure translator just became embedded in my subconscious, or this woman is speaking like everyone else. Not only that, but she actually gave a compliment that wasn't backhanded. Who is this imposter and what has she done with Shigure? Nevertheless, Kishimoto, you're fired. Is this because I'm the next victim?
I'm probably the next victim. Wait, what? Did she just call me by my... But wait, she's firing me? Yes, I'm firing you. You have fulfilled all necessary services. I no longer see reason to expend resources on a useless assistant. She seems almost back to normal. Almost. But it's too abrupt for me to believe that she's being genuine. If you interfere with my work, I will have you detained. I have connections with the police. I would prefer not to use it, but I will if I must. Why? Oddly enough, Shigure seems to falter at this simple inquiry. It's for your own safety. You must trust me. Trust. That's a nice word. And this has nothing to do with Natsuki's warning on how I should stay out of this? Truly, you were my assistant for a reason. What's that supposed to mean? That you got it right. It is of little consequence. You are fired because you no longer fit the job. I clench my jaw to hold back a pulse of anger. Which was basically being an errand boy. Pardon me if I fail to see the extensive qualifications that an errand boy needs to fulfill. Let me tell you my own theory, huh? The independent eatings. You know an awful lot about them, considering that they're supposed to be hidden from the general public. You were involved in those cases in some way, weren't you? And when you noticed that 2 students had disappeared from the allegedly impervious academy, something clued you in that they had to be tied to the independent eatings. Maybe it was evidence, probably just intuition, considering you had to get Natsuki to confirm it for you. Ishimoto, you do not understand. So, you saw that students were disappearing from the academy, and 4 days ago, you decided you needed to get inside and figure out for yourself what was happening. But security's tight. You couldn't hope to just snoop around unless someone willingly let you in. In the midst of my indignant wrath, the puzzle pieces begin to shuffle into place, putting together faint memories that I thought I'd forgotten. So, you had to approach a student. You had to make a specific connection, someone who would let you investigate the school without asking any questions. You hired me before you were officially brought into the investigation, after all. Well, it's true, isn't it? You just needed to use me to access the academy. That's why you approached me on the street that day. Go home, Ishimoto. She says this wearily. I can only sigh in disbelief. Then, what was that test for? What did you sent me to some place that was dangerous? Some place I couldn't handle? But I had, and I did. And I solved all our stupid little puzzles. I had proven myself fair and square. For what? Being tossed away like garbage? No, now I understand. What upsets me is not that Shigure approached me with ulterior motives. I expect ulterior motives from everyone. What upsets me is what she's doing now. Tell me how. Ishimoto, tell me, Shigure. How did I prove myself? Give me some riddle, or logic puzzle, or I don't know, a complicated piece of Sudoku. I'm supposed to help. Supposed to be your assistant. Shigure slams her foot into the nearest trash can. It doesn't topple, but the reverb of leather against tin stops me in my tracks. She leans close, eyes narrowed with intensity. Ishimoto, I will only say this once. You may think you fully understand the circumstances which surround these crimes, but you are sorely mistaken. Do not be so quick to forget that I am nearly a decade your senior, and have seen a great many cases that are beyond your comprehension. I speak not of your intelligence, but of your mental capacity. You are yet very fragile, Ishimoto, and this case may break you. That didn't worry you before. Then let me ask you this. Are you ready to physically examine a body that has been masterfully boop boop by a boop boop with all the time in the world? No. No. Just the thought makes me queasy. There has to be something else I can do. Enough. I tire of this conversation. This is my decision, Ishimoto. I will be certain to compensate you for the time spent until now. Go home safely. So, that's it then? Because I'm still young? Because I'm too unstable to be able to see a body? I can't be of any use? Shigure! Farewell, Ishimoto. Let us not meet again. And just like that, she turns on one heel and strides away. For a moment, I stand frozen in the streets, watching her figure melt into the smoky evening air. Didn't I want a quiet senior year? A year breezing by with my friends, no fuss, no muss. I had always wanted a quiet life. Probably something that involved managing the family restaurant, which I had neither passion nor patience for, but seemed like the least painful option in the lot of life. Really, I can blame Shigure, can't I? No, some part of me still feels like I deserve a better explanation. Maybe even a reward. After all, didn't I get her something vital from Natsuki Tanaka? No, that's right. I'm withholding information from her. Information that I gathered from a confidential informant. Perhaps she doesn't trust me, but neither have I been trusting her. If anything, this encounter only solidified my decision. I don't know what will happen. You need to tell her! My gosh, before she's fully gone! It's important! I can't predict the actions of the people who are close to me. All that's left is to look around and keep digging. Try to pull things together myself. Even if I'm just a random student at a random stuck-up school. Which means I need to start with anything weird that's happened over the past few days. Weird? Such as email from unknown senders sporadically popping up. Pretty convenient timing when I think about it. Maybe I should just send something random. See how they respond. Stupid troll wisdom. At first I thought there was nothing stupider than doing something that made no sense regardless of whether I enjoyed it or not. Today, changed my mind about that. There are things worth doing, even if at first glance they make no sense. There are things that can be appreciated, even if they serve no use. There are things that deserve to be given a chance, even at their worst. But I didn't realize this until too late. Now, to head back home and get some rest. Guess it's been a long day. I dream of pools of sludge and laughing bones and shards of glass splitting across the edge of my skin. Wow, that sounds terrible. Alright, that should be enough, I guess. That was bad. Uh, so what we learned today is that our character is probably in grave danger. That's probably what was written on the paper, like that the other gave, that Natsuki gave Shikure, like, if you don't fire this guy, is going to die. And she freaked out because she appreciates us. So she decided we were no longer needed because she didn't want something to happen to us. And we took it very badly because we did not realize. Because she didn't tell the truth. Because I don't know why. But whatever. So, thank you, Demon, for watching and hanging out with me. Thank you to anyone else who might watch this. When I've watched this, or I might watch this later. I had fun. So I hope you had too. Oh dear, my god. My dog is very happy right now. I hope I get to see you again another time. Even bye bye. Hello, TB. Woo.